Good morning, chicks and chickens. Welcome back to Old Man Farm. My name is Sid, as always. And today, because we had such a difficult time in the Badlands, we are going to try and make that a little easier on ourselves. Try to mitigate some of our issues. I mean, we can't account for me being terrible, but we can try to give myself, some bumpers, a little bumper pool here. So, that means we're going to be headed to Ginger Island. We're going to be checking out the forge. I only have 2 prismatic shards. Prismatic gems? Prismatic lumps, but they are shards. Oh, look at that. But the thing is, we're gonna go ahead and try to head to the mines and see if we can't get a few more of those. So this is really going back into the preparatory days. We have key quests, right? Okay, I guess I should say, first and foremost, thank you guys for helping me out with figuring out what to do with the forge and upgrades and things of this nature. This is very much outside of things I have ever really dealt with. Come on, Grover. So, in the pursuit of upgrading ourselves so that we can properly handle the Badlands, I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade the cheeses. Upgrade, yes. I'm gonna take them to the shop, get them an upgrade. I'm gonna age the cheeses that we have, okay? Because we're not gonna be going back to the Badlands, at least for a couple of days, right? I would wager realistically probably a solid week, because I would like to at least get an enchantment on our sword, because it's gonna be a while before we can get the old galaxy souls or whatever they're called towards upgrading our galaxy sword. Okay, so that's gonna be a minute. That's much more of a long-term goal that I don't think I have the focus to get done in a single sitting, right? So I think our goal is to get a certain enchantment on our weapon, and then from there stock up back on food and see what we can do about it, right? I think it's a pretty decent goal. And the enchantment that I am looking for... Oh, nothing in here. The enchantment that I'm looking for specifically is the Crusader enchantment. Now, again, thank you guys. I had a lot of comments helping me out with a lot of things yesterday. But one being the... Oh, where am I going? One being the enchantments. I knew there was an enchantment that made it so you were better against skeletons and the undead, but I wasn't sure the exacts. It is the Crusader enchantment, which, I went and looked this up. I should have had this pulled up in front of me. I believe you do extra damage, I think something like 50% extra damage to the undead, and it means that we will no longer have to bomb skeletons, mummies, etc. They will just be dead. They're dead when they're dead, and they're dead for good. So, that's super helpful, and I don't think I need to explain why. However, enchanting is a whole thing. Mind you, I did all this research last night, again, with the help of folks from the community, which I super duper appreciate. But I've never done this, okay? Enchanting is something that I knew existed, like, in the back of my mind, because I think at one point I was like, I don't even know it's at the top of the volcano, because that's how little I remember doing this. But then upon seeing it, I was like, wait, I believe I do know. Yes, okay, thank you, Marlin, for our spicy eel that I definitely did purposefully. Anyway, I don't know a lot about enchanting, so I thought, you know what, for once, I'm going to go and really look this up and do this properly, okay? So I did, and again, I don't, I'm not an expert in the matter, who would have guessed, but, I spent quite a bit of time looking into it, and my understanding is that the enchantments on weapons and we're gonna chill here while I talk. The enchantments that go on both weapons and your tools are based on a list, okay? And that list is randomized. And it's something like you can't... the way it's done is it's impossible to be given either of the last 2 enchantments you've had for a given thing. So essentially, it makes it so that you have a decent chance of cycling through. But my question then was, well, what determines the very first one? Is it the same on every playthrough? No. It is determined by the seed of your game. And unlike, you may be familiar with seeds in games, right? Like Minecraft, oh, it determines the world generation. Well, similar in this game, again, this is my layman's understanding, when your game is created, when you make your farm, it is given a seed that sort of, it defines how all random, quote-unquote, events are handled in this game. Now, I generated a thing from a website, I'll link in the description, called Stardew Predictor. Now listen, if you're a long time, follower of Old Man Farm, you know that this is way outside the realm of things I normally get into. Because we are now talking, this is hyper efficiency stuff. This is knowing, granted, we're modded, so this might not work particularly well, I don't know. But we're talking like knowing who is going to, like, what nights are there going to be events like the witch and blah, blah, blah. Oh, duck dive. What the traveling merchant is going to have every week. All of this is 100% predictable, apparently. And I don't want to know any of that crap. I don't. I really, really don't. But, oh, it knows, like, your Secret Santa results. It's insane. But I don't want to know any of that. All I wanted to know is, what is the first enchantment that we are going to receive? Based on this list. And the way I understand this, it looks like we are going to need 4 prismatic shards total to get our Crusader enchantment, okay? So, oh, what have we here? Oh, hey, Senor Lanky. Shiro! Looks like he's got a nice wool sweater, huh? Come to visit the beach, too? You're not busy. You want to keep me company for a while? Let's get a screenshot of him in his black sweater. Of course, Shiro. Awesome. Thanks, I appreciate it. It's nice to see you out here and about, my man. Why am I all alone here? I had a doctor's appointment, and Yuma wanted to run a bunch of errands after. So I thought I'd wait for him here at the beach. It's been so long since I was last here. I miss this place. Yeah, I miss a lot of things sometimes. I used to hang around here all the time. I dreamed of becoming a professional surfer once. I had the skills for it, sure. Loved the rush of it. But, well, I want to do something bigger. Be a hero, I guess. So I enlisted. I was a good soldier, too. A good instructor, eventually. Paratrooping, skydiving, basically. People always worry about chutes not opening, but there's a lot of other stuff that can go wrong. Chute opened wrong, hard open, freak accident. The whiplash broke my neck. Landing broke other things. But I survived. Should have been completely paralyzed. Doctor said it was a miracle. Try to remember that, but it's not like I'm on my own body anymore. I'm in my own body anymore. I had to move home. My parents had to take job offers abroad for the money to pay for Philip to come out here. That's why he's here. Long-term assignment here because of me. And Yuma saw all of it, every awful bit, and he's trying to take care of me instead of being a kid. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to unload on you. I don't talk about all this very much. Try not to let it get me down, you know? Gotta keep a positive attitude and all. I really am lucky to be alive. I have to remember that. Could be so much worse. I guess I just needed to vent. We all do. We all do, Shiro. I'm really glad you're my friend, Senor Courageous. Thank you for listening to me rant. I feel way better. Hey, we're big ranters around here. I do it too. I'm glad I came out here. I really love the beach. Shiro said he felt better after venting, but his smile doesn't seem to match his words. Oh boy, well that was a lot. That was a lot. I didn't know that. I obviously had no idea of Shiro's backstory or what his injury was. Wow. Well, yet another person who is enlisted. We had talked about this. We'll get back to the enchanting thing when we get to Ginger Island, but we had talked about this, that we didn't know about too many other people being enlisted in the game, and there we go. We found one. Interesting. Muchas gracias. I love this. Thank you. You're welcome. And, you know, I kind of assumed with Shiro that his they always talk about his injury, but I guess for some reason I was thinking it was a sickness he had that had, you know, affected his motor skills, or, you know, had somehow maybe given him maybe not total paralysis, like not a total like paraplegic, but that he was recovering from it and was at one point paraplegic. I'm not sure. Either way, that's very interesting, and it's cool. It's cool to see more of the what's the right word? More of like what goes on with the Galdoran, or is it Galdora? Jeez, now I'm all confused. There's too many continents. There's like 3, Sid. Come on. But yes, to see more of what's going on with the war, because we don't really get into it a whole lot. Well, anyway, it was very interesting. Oh, hey, what's going on, Lance? I was trained in the magical arts by my master. You show some real potential. Why, thank you, sir. Here, have a coffee. I got plenty. Oh, what a remarkable gift. Thank you. You're welcome, sir. Okay, so as I was saying about enchanting, this is predetermined, right? So, like, I know, again, hopefully, if the predictor is correct, I know exactly what we're going to get if we were to enchant our sword right now. And we don't want that. I will show you, I'll pull it up right now. I will show you the list of things that we could get. Now, if this... Oh, no, Sid. I didn't... Hold on. Hold on, wait a minute. Listen, I'm a dunce. I did all this prep, and you can tell I'm trying to be slightly more efficient and engaging. What did I do? What did I do? I forgot the damn fuel. Right? Like, isn't that just the... Okay, let's see. Do I have a... Can I warp back there? That would be wonderful. Hardwood, dragon tooth, and ginger. God, I think I have most of that. Let's see. Let's see. All right, we don't. We're out of hardwood, and I'm honestly not sure if I have ginger. So now we have to walk a shame our happy ass all the way back. But hey, anyway, this gives me time to explain. So as I was saying, this is the list I have. Now, we don't need to get too far into it, but essentially, on the 4th level of the sword, it says, well, I'm not actually looking at it, but it says like something or Crusader. And the stipulations for getting Crusader, one of them is if your weapon is already vampiric. So, if you see in the 2nd category, it has vampiric, or blah, 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 blah. So, we need to do our 2nd enchantment on our sword to get it to be vampiric. And then our 4th enchantment total will turn our vampiric sword into a Crusader sword. Again, if I'm reading this right. And that means that I'm gonna just spend something on one of these first enchantments, and the one I like the most out of these is the fishing pole one, oddly enough. Now, there are a lot of things you could get for the fishing pole, and don't get me wrong, I think a lot of them could be very, very useful. But the one that actually interests me the most is the... I think it's efficiency is what it is, where you don't actually spend, you don't spend energy when you use that. And that can be put on any tool. However, we don't really use that many tools. Like, we could put it on our sword, I suppose, but we end up eating enough to fuel our energy in that. I'm not worried about it. But I'm thinking about the long days of fishing and worrying about energy. You know, no more. So if this works, if our fishing rod comes out as an efficient, then, let's see. Iridium rod, but we don't know what. So let's see. This is our first attempt. Do I hit that? I do. Let's see what we got. An efficient iridium rod. Okay, so here's the thing. I think we need one more. We do. We need one more cinder shard, okay? So here we go. And don't even get me started on rings. I don't know. I haven't... Shit, there's one right there, too. I haven't looked up the extent of how we do rings, other than I know you cannot, like, combine two things of the same thing. You also... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I can't get across because I don't have my watering can. I really thought I was gonna be able to walk backwards. This is bullshit. All for one... Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I just need one cinder shard. This is a nightmare, I tell ya. I tried so hard to be prepared for this. And they're gonna lock you behind a gate like that. I think that's not cool, man. All for one measly cinder shard. Man, I am upset. I did all this research to try and show you guys something cool. And God, I can't help but be terrible. It's somehow made worse by the amount of prep I put in, but hey, while we're here, I can finally fix this in here. We haven't been able to our mango tree hasn't grown in weeks because of this. So, whatever. I guess we'll make use of it this way. See, what are all these? Yeah, taro root, huh? Nice. I forgot we even planted this. I wonder if we can make, like... See, I really like taro, like boba. But I'm not actually sure what we can do with all that. But here, we'll trim this back a bit so our mango tree will be largely unaffected. I'm really bummed, everyone. I'm sorry about that. I really thought I had it all ready, prepared, and planned out. But hey, whatever. Still learning process. We'll get there. This just means that we should be correct in what that spreadsheet showed us. We should be able to get a vampiric sword tomorrow, which, don't get me wrong, by its own merits, a vampiric sword is pretty dope. But the Crusader, I think, is going to be more worthwhile for us, especially given that both the Skull Mines and the Badlands are so heavily undead favored. Now, it is only 9 p.m., so we may as well at least go see if maybe we could luck out into a prismatic shard, right? I doubt it, but you never know, right? Now, it does mean Grover's gonna have to find his way home, but like the Amish told me in the place I used to live, that's the great thing about horses. They know their way home. So, whoops. What we are looking for here is... the strange geodes, I believe, strange nodes, something like that. They're the, they're the strange looking ones. They're like bluish purple and they have a swirl on them. So we'll also be taking, we'll be taking any, surface ore we can get, you know, crystals, anything like that. But for the most part, we are here to try and hunt down the strange geodes, not geodes, strange nodes first. And hopefully that means we should check the rest. I don't want to skip anything just for the sake of going further down. Because my understanding is they have pretty much... Oh, wow, this is it. They have a same chance to spawn anywhere at 100 plus depths in the mines. And then there's a 25% chance from said node to acquire a prismatic shard, which is not a bad percentage, but given the rarity of the node in the first place, it's, you know, it's not a great overall chance. They are rare for a reason, you know? There's also a reason you can't put them in the crystallarium, which at first I didn't really realize why. You know, I was like, well, it's just another stone. Why can't I? But, you know, oh man. But now I realize, like, okay, that would be terribly broken if we could do that. What can we get rid of? Here, we'll get rid of one oyster. Because quite honestly, the stone is useful. Now, did I see... There's some gold over here and another stone. May as well get it. This is pretty much going to be the end of our night. Well, hey. It wasn't great. I borked this up pretty good. But, you know, hey, what are you going to do? I tried. So... It just means that now we know exactly what we need to do tomorrow. This would not have been an issue if I would have had my watering can on me. But in the pursuit of being more efficient, I left it with Grover. And that bit us in the ass. Quite honestly, I knew that I didn't have the watering can, but I really, really thought that it was going to be that we could just go backwards from the top of the volcano. And if I'm being honest, I don't really understand why we can't. I think that's kind of meh, you know? But no big deal. Like I said, we learned from it. Now, I'm going to sort this stuff real fast, and then let's go ahead and get to bed. And boy, I do have to do it quickly, don't I? Okay, let's get to bed. I don't actually know what to do with the taro. Have to look that up. Let's go ahead and check the weather. Not that it really matters, but we have a sunny day and rain on the islands, which I know does mean we could look into the crystal birds. But I don't think that's going to happen. Really kind of focused on this Badlands stuff for the moment, right? Well, as always, I managed to bork that up, but I think we know what we need to do in the future, right? Tomorrow we're going to go back to Ginger Island. We're going to get this enchantment for our sword. Get it to Vampiric, which is not the end game. That's just the first step. Well, I suppose it's the second step, isn't it? And then we're going to head to the mines, and we're going to try and farm 2 more prismatic shards. That is going to be our goal for the conceivable future. So if any of you know a better way to get them, let me know. But as far as I can tell, mines past level 100 or just going to the skull mine seems to be equal, but I could be wrong on that. And if you have any insight, I would definitely love to hear it. As always, I really appreciate all of your guys' input and just hanging out and enjoying this with me. But I am going to get to bed. Be good to each other. I will talk to you tomorrow. I hope you have a fantastic week. Good night.